This is the Rocketbook. Is it a legitimate alternative to digital notebook tools like the Remarkable or the MobiScribe or the Boox Note? Stay tuned and you're going to find out. Hey everybody, welcome back to Writer Gadgets and Workflow. So today, listen, I'm going to try and keep this short because I am on such a tight deadline. I didn't want to leave you hanging on my discussion about the Rocketbook Fusion, right? And my experience with it. Now, I got to tell you, I've been using this for work. Okay, so I have the crazy nutso job. I still have a crazy nutso job. I just have that same job at a different company. So with all the onboarding and all of that crap, kind of learning the lay of the land and stuff, I have been relying very heavily on this for that purpose. So what I'll say is you're probably not going to see like a lot of content like actual demos and stuff, because most of the stuff on here is a little proprietary given the nature of the work that I do. So with that said though, I wanted to give you some feedback on like my experience with this. And I have to tell you, there is one big surprise. It shocked me about the capability of this tool. Okay, so we're going to talk about that coming up shortly. But what I want to do is kind of give you an understanding of the high level purposes of this tool, some of the cons that kind of came up for me, and then some of the pros, things that I love about the tool. And then I will answer the question, is this a legitimate alternative to tools, to digital paper tools or digital notebook tools like the Remarkable or the MobiScribe or the Boox Note or any of the Boox products, right? Most of those have digital paper components. So, boom, listen. One of the main reasons I was looking at this tool was because not everybody can afford to spend between $200 and $800, close to $1,000 for some of those Boox Note products. Not everybody can afford to spend that kind of money on a digital notebook tool. So that's what kind of drove me to do a little bit of research. Not a lot of research because I just don't have the time right now, but a little bit of research to find other potential products that people on the channel can use in order to introduce them into their writing workflow, right? So one of the things I came up with is this Rocket book. And the reason why I looked at the Rocketbook was, first, it's becoming more prevalent, and two, it's because of the price. The price ranges, but normally all of the products fall under $35, which is a small fraction when you look at paying $279 for an old Remarkable, $300 something, $400 something for the new one, or let's say you get the big one, which is like the Boox Max Lumi, which is almost $900. Okay, so when you look at like all those features, all those different products, it's like spending $29 is kind of a drop in the bucket compared to doing that, right? I have been using this product for about a week, and I gotta tell you, I really like it. I really like it. I'm surprised at how much I like it. Is it a legit alternative to digital paper? Probably not an alternative, but to me, I would call it a gateway tool, right? You know how they say, like, please do not do this, But you know how they say like smoking marijuana is like the gateway drug to like heavy stuff? Well, to me, I consider Rocketbook a gateway tool to using digital paper. Okay? It's if you don't want to go whole hog into the, spending all that money on the other tools that are firm in that market, this is a great way to get started with digital paper, to get some of those benefits from digital paper without getting the full tool. Okay? So I consider this the gateway tool. It serves a really solid purpose. And again, it has one amazing, super amazing feature that I will talk about in a minute. Okay. You're going to love this. You're going to love this. Some of you out there have even talked about it in the comments, and you're like, something else doesn't do that. So, what is the Rocket Notebook? Okay, so basically what it is you get this loose leaf. You get this loose leaf book with reusable paper. Okay, but so it's got reusable paper that you can wipe off with a microfiber cloth. In the package that you get this Rocketbook Fusion notebook in, it will give you this notebook with, I think it's like 45 pages. Okay, so it gives you a good start. It gives you a pen. It's called Frixion, a Frixion pen. And then it also gives you the microfiber cloth that you need to wipe off the pages. You can wet one end of it and wipe it dry with another one. Okay, but this is, in the box, you get everything you need, almost everything you need to get started with this product, except the app. Now, the app you will have to download either on Android or on the Apple Store. But, and I know you probably can't see this, but so this is the app, okay? And so these are the things that you need to make the Rocketbook work. The first thing you got to do is you actually got to write in this, okay? So you write in this and you get words on the page, okay? That's number one. The second step is pretty much using your phone or your iPad or your tablet or whatever to scan your page into the app, okay? Once it's in the app, that is where the magic happens. You can just save the document, right? You can just save it as it is, and it will sit in your history, okay? It will sit in the history. The next thing you can do is you can email it to yourself as a written document. The next thing you can do is email it to yourself and use the OCR feature to turn your handwriting into text. And when you send it to yourself, you're going to get a PDF, and you're also going to get a text document, or you're going to get your words in an email, which you can cut and paste out of your email and put them in a Word file, your PowerPoint, whatever. Okay. And then the other thing you can do that's really neat with this is you can create what they call smart lists. And the smart lists are basically your daily to-do list. So that it takes your daily to-do list and it turns it into a checkable list within the app. That's available within the app that you can actively check off stuff. Okay? Every page comes with the QR code, and it will basically just take that, when you scan, it'll scan that code and it goes straight into the app. Okay, let me get to the cons and pros. Today, there will be no demos, just cons and pros. Con number one is I tend to deal with more long-term data, not the stuff that's changing from day to day. But I like to hold on to stuff for a while because I may write something today that will be highly relevant in 2 weeks. So, so for me, depending on how much I do, there's limitations with a 45-page notebook. You can see there. Two, the next issue I have is that if you're like me, again, I was just talking about this. I like to hold stuff, and I'm not going to convert these pages right away. I may not do it that week. I may not do it in 2 weeks. Now, for many of you that have a workflow where you can erase things daily, this is probably going to be an optimum tool. But for me, it's a con, because in order for me to really fill it up and do all the stuff that I need to do, I have to constantly erase to make room for new data. And because I do not necessarily sit down and convert these pages quickly so I can erase and go through that whole thing, that whole process, it's got limitations for me. Now, number 3, the size. Okay. May not be a big problem for most people, but for me, given that the limitations of this, right, that the pages are not unending, that there is a very significant limitation on the number of pages that are available, I want the big notebook. And using the big notebook makes it a little less portable, right? I want the big notebook because I want as many pages as I can on a big space as I can get, so that I can use it for a long time before I have to convert the pages, before I have to put the pages into the app and save them in the app or do whatever. So for me, this makes it a little less portable than my digital notebook tools. Now, it's super thin. It's easy to slip into a pile of crap and carry with you. The other thing I have an issue with, it's a small thing, but the pen doesn't fit in the spiral. So it's like, I can hook it on there and carry it, but you guys know that's kind of a pain. It comes off all the time. I misplace it all the time. And it's kind of awkward to carry like this, right? So, it's not a super big deal, but the little things matter sometimes. That's one of those little things that kind of twerks me. Like, it would be great if they put like a little pouch on the front that allowed you to slip the pen into. That's a very basic, easy thing to fix, but they didn't do it yet. So hopefully they'll do it on a future version. Just put a little pouch. This is reusable. It's not going anywhere. This is like very thick vinyl, very bendy, but definitely is durable. Just add a little bendy pouch on there so you can stick the pen in, so you can carry the pen with the notebook, and you don't have to worry about where to put it and losing it all the time. Okay. All right. So that's it. Size. You're gonna, if you get one, you're gonna want the big one because you don't have a lot of space. All right. And it's not portable. Number 4. Honestly, I'm not crazy about this pen. Now, I know they have a variety of pens that you can use, and I've got to find another pen. I don't like this one. 1, it's super light. 2, I don't like the feel of writing on this paper with this pen. So this is definitely something that you want to keep in mind. If you're a pen person, you guys know I'm a pen snob, and that I even went for the higher level pens with my digital notebooks because I'm a pen. I like to have a little weight, and I like to, I like to have like a bigger pen tip. So this was not thrilling me at all in terms of the writing experience. Not a great writing experience with the one they have. But the fortunate thing is that they do have like a whole collection of pens. So I have to really go out and look and see if I can find it. And when I go out and find it and I find a replacement that's good, then I will definitely talk to you guys about it on the channel, okay? But this one, I can tell you is not. If I had a recommendation before you buy it or when you buy it, if you're gonna spend $29 on this, and you want a good writing experience, I would look for the Frixion pen, but I would look for like a 1.0. And this is a Pilot, right? I use Pilot gel. I don't know if they have Pilot 1.0 something that erases. We'll see. But I can tell you, I don't like this one. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. Okay. Number 5 is, again, this is not a great option if you are take notes or you have to write content that you need to keep for a really, really, really long time. Okay? If you have to do that, this is not your tool that you need to keep handy in this. Okay? Now, if you don't mind using the app, great, groovy, you could probably do with this. But if you like something in your hand, like I'm tactile when it comes to like writing stuff, and I like stuff in my hand that I can look and mark up and that kind of thing that I can keep for a long time and go back and if that's your gig, this is going to be a little tougher for you. Okay. If you're like the bullet journalist, right? The bullet journalist who likes to just track daily activities and pretty much once the day is over, you can erase it because you know that day's gone. You're not focused on it. Well, this is gonna work for you. Number 6 is this. For me, I find myself using this as a regular notebook and not really getting the full digital experience out of it, if you kind of get what I'm saying there, right? The reason why is because there's so many extra steps to get to the digital experience. Whereas if you're using a digital tool, you automatically get the digital experience. It's very easy. It's all integrated. But this requires multiple things to get the digital experience. It requires, the writing and then the scanning and it takes a minute. The scans just don't go pop. It takes a minute to scan and then you finally get it into your phone and then you figure out what to do with it here. The multiple choices that you have to do with things. So the digital experience is a little difficult to get out of this. So I'll say that. So that is it for my cons. Now it's on to the pros. Pro number 1, the price. Guys, listen. Regardless of all the extra steps, if you don't have the money to spend $300, $400, $500, $600, $700, $800, $900, $1,000 on a digital paper product, the fact is, you're going to have to do some extra steps to get something a lot cheaper, right? So you get it's a lot cheaper, but you have to add in a couple steps. To me, it's well worth the price if you don't have the digital products. Those extra steps, which are annoying to me because I have 11,000 tools here, it can be irritating to me. But if you don't have a tool and you're just trying to get started and you need something to help you begin the digital experience with getting your handwritten notes into your tablet or onto your laptop or whatever, then $29 is a great gateway. You hear me? Gateway price. Okay? So super cheap. You could buy this size notebook or you can buy them even small. They have multiple sizes depending on what your needs are. For me, this is really the only choice given how much I have to do in my workflow. But if you just need to take little notes or whatever, they have smaller notebooks. Aren't that much differently priced, I don't think. But $29, $30, $35, $40, whatever, that's still a fraction of what you would pay versus a digital notebook, okay? So the price, definitely number 1. Love the price, okay? Number 2. This has lots of uses. Very easy to use, and it's got lots of uses. So in your daily writing workflow, what are the things you can use this for? You can write notes. You can write out your outline. You can write your daily to-do list. You can draw your ugly graphics, right? You can do your editing checklists, right? I mean, the uses, pretty much anything that you can use like a regular notebook for, you can use this for. So it's got a lot of great uses. And then what really makes it easy is that you just write and scan, okay? So no, it's not digital paper. You can just write into it, but it's very easy to use. You can write and scan. Now, what I will say is that for Apple users, you guys have notes. We have, because I am, I have the Apple ecosystem. We have Notes, the Notes app in our tools. Everybody gets it, right? That is it's a standard in every Apple product. You have Notes where you can take notes and you can also scan documents, right? What you don't have is a coordinated notebook that you can use to scan into your Notes app. That's what makes this a little bit different from Notes, okay? So something to keep in mind, okay? But again, great for just about any writing project that you have. And it's got a few templates in here for checklists and daily planning and all of that kind of stuff. Great. And then easy to use. You just point, click, and scan into your phone or your tablet or whatever. Anywhere you got the app. All right. So pretty easy. Number 3, big pro, is it has OCR, optical character recognition, right? So it can turn your handwritten text into typewritten text. Again, you write it on the notebook. You can send it to yourself. Now, what I will say you have to do is you have to turn the feature on in the app, right? So it's not going to just magically happen automatically. I tried. And then I went back and actually read the instructions, and it says, if you want to use OCR, you got to turn it on. So you have to actually physically go in to all of your destinations, and you have to turn on that feature to the destination. But once you do that, you only do it one time, and every time you send a document, it will send you automatically the OCR document and PDF document, which is great. Or it will put it in your email, whatever your preference is. Here is the surprise feature. The surprise feature inside the app. You can search your handwritten text files. It works. I searched a word from some of the handwritten documents that I have in my history. I picked a word that looked like utter crap. I put the word in there, searched it, and it pulled up the document. The search your handwriting feature is awesome. And what I can tell you is you don't even get that feature on a Remarkable. So that is, that's a big, 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 big plus. For those of you who need to be able to search handwritten documents, without converting them, the Rocketbook is your friend. It's your friend. But this, you can search text and it will find it for real, even if your handwriting sucks. That's a big, big, big major feature. Okay. So pro number 5 is, this is great. Told you about it before, but it's great if you are constantly updating information and you're using disposable information that, daily or weekly, that you can just, it becomes obsolete and you can erase frequently. If you can frequently erase the information that you have, this is a great tool for you. You will not You know, the 45 pages, you will not be limited by that, okay? Um, you could make this a special use tool where you only use it for things that you can that are disposable. You can use this tool for information that is only disposable, and then you could constantly erase it and it wouldn't bother you. So that's you know, a really good thing. It's great for people who can erase information frequently, right? Who don't really need to save documents, or who have the time to actually constantly process the information by scanning documents and erasing. Like, if you have the time for that, my day just does not allow it. But a lot of people have days that allow it, you know, and they have responsibilities that allow it. I just don't have that time. So for me, it's not that, but for anybody else, that's great. It's a great feature. Pro number 6, Smart List. Okay, so I love this feature. You know, I really love things. Like, if I was going to create an app for me, like for my daily to-do stuff, here's what I want it to be: automatic. I want to be able to write the list down. I want it to automatically convert my list. I want to be able to actively go check it. And I want it to send it to me somehow. Like, I want it to pop up on my phone so that I can see my list periodically throughout the day. So that I can see my progress and check off things that I've done. But I want that to be an automatic process. I don't want to have to go find it. Well, Rocketbook gets it about half right. Okay, so all that automatic stuff, the automatic pop-ups and all that kind of stuff, you don't necessarily get that. But what you do get is that you can create a list with your boxes. You know, you just draw your boxes next to your list. And Rocketbook will actually, when you scan it in, it will create a checkable list for you so you can actively go check off your to-dos. Whether that's an editing checklist, whether that's a daily checklist, whether that's a work checklist or whatever. If you write it down here, you scan it, it will automatically turn your list into an active checklist that you can go mark and check off. Now, you have to turn the feature on, okay? You got to turn it on. If you try to write a list without turning the feature on, it's just going to show up as a regular PDF document, okay? But if you turn that feature on, it works like a charm, okay? And if you guys want me to you know, kind of do some demos later on after I get through this next couple of weeks, I will be happy to. Just let me know, and I will do a video, you know, in a couple of weeks that really shows demonstrations on all of the features. But for right now, pro number 6 is that here's what I really love about this. Is really the best of both worlds, right? You get a physical notebook, but you also get a digital experience. There aren't many tools out there that actually give you both. I don't care how you know, turn it upside down, backwards, sideways. You know, holding a Remarkable will never be the same as holding a spiral notebook. You know, for people that love that tactile experience, it's not the same. It will never be the same. You know, you may love it. I love it. You know, you guys know I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. But it ain't the same as holding a notebook. It's just not. Okay? So just keep that in mind. I mean, this kind of gives you the best of both worlds, where you actually get the spiral notebook, but then you also get the digital experience with the app. Okay? So that is pro number 6. Pro number 7. This is a gateway tool. Like I told you guys before, this is kind of in the way that you enter the digital. I see it as a way to enter the digital notebook market. Let me tell you about my workflow in the day. So what happens? I go downstairs in my office, and I have a basket that has my Rocket notebook, my iPad, and my Remarkable, and my MobiScribe. All of that stuff is in a basket sitting on my desk so that, you know, whatever happens during the day, I can pull out whatever tool I want to use, okay? And so, um, 9 times out of 10, when I want to use a tool and I reach into that basket, I actually pull out the Rocket Notebook. I bet that's a surprise to you, but it is. It's, it's what we grew up. This is what we grew up using. So this feels very familiar to me. So when I'm getting ready to start a meeting or something, I grab the Rocketbook and I start my notebook taking my notes and everything, right? But here's the thing. It's all great until the end of the day when I want to mark up my notes or I want to add notes and I want to add pages to those notes and I want to extend the notebook. Like if I start on the wrong page and I have nothing on the back, no room on the back or have a back, but then the next page something else is written on it, I don't have the option to go in and insert pages. I don't have the, whatever. So for me, that is exactly where I am willing to give up the Rocket Notebook for my digital paper experience. But like I said, for those of you who don't have digital notebooks, honestly, my instinct is to pick up one of these and start whatever work I'm doing. Because this is what we used all through school. I mean, everybody, no matter what level of school you went to, you used a spiral notebook. So you're used to it. It's familiar to you. And what they've done is they've added on to that experience by adding some digital features that will help you use this much more efficiently and effectively. Then number 8. I bet you didn't think I was going to get up to 8, right? There's 8 great things about this. There's a bunch of, they're adding like accessories all the time to this. So now, in addition to the notebook, they have cloud cards. I don't know about you, like when I was studying for some of my certification exams, where I needed to do index cards. Well, now they have cloud cards that are Rocket Notebook. And they have like study aids that will allow you to like play match. So you can have a word and then the definition and you can match those two up. So they've got a lot of stuff, but it's all going to be a digital experience, right? So that you're not physically working with note cards. As writers, we use note cards for storyboarding and stuff. Now, I haven't used those tools, but I am going to at some point, and probably very soon, I'm going to check out those cloud cards because a lot of times I use index cards for just, for storyboarding, which is awesome. So, is the Rocketbook a legitimate alternative to the tools? Again, like I said, I think it is a gateway tool. One of the great things about this is that whatever you create using your Rocketbook, you can actually, when you graduate to a digital notebook solution, you can actually move all of your documents into a digital notebook where you can mark them up, where you can add pages, right? So honestly, you kind of get the best of both worlds, right? You can start with this, but if you decide at some point that you want to get a digital notebook like a Remarkable, don't think that that makes all of this obsolete. It doesn't. It just means you can take this data that you have and that you can move it into your digital notebook. And then you can send it as a PDF. You can send it as a text file. And you can add pages to it. You can mark it up. And you can treat it just like any other document that you would in a digital notebook format. So, are there any downsides to buying this? Not in my humble opinion. And if you don't have the money to spend on a big tool like this, is this a great place to start? Absolutely. So, for anybody who wants to get started with the Rocketbook, please, go forth, get the Rocketbook. You will not be sorry. Just understand your uses, understand what it's for, understand the limitations. All right, so that is all I have for today. Thank you everyone for tuning into the channel and listen to me blabber on about the things that I love, which are anything writer gadget related. love talking about writer gadgets. Okay, if you like the content on this channel, please like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. That's special. I love getting notifications about other people's YouTube stuff. So I hope that you love getting notifications about mine. If you have any comments, questions, if you want to see content, especially if you want to see some demos on the Rocketbook Fusion, around the Smart List or the OCR, then please let me know below. My schedule's tight right now, but if it's something you want to see, I will do it in a couple of weeks. Okay? So that's all I have for today. Thank you for joining me. See you next time.